Hi, just gonna do a quick update on what I've been purchasing so far, or expanding my collection since Hobby Plus. I just found out about this brand, and then they seem to have pretty good value after like talking to different Facebook group and how they offer one of the best ready to run crawlers and and a hauler. So I bought this one first, and then I mean, with all the tariffs going on, I got a pretty good deal on it, and it was still below the market price. I think it was around 170 or 170 for this, and then this one I paid full price, and I think they're going for like 230 right now, but I got it for 210. It's still a good deal because they started at 190 and now it's like 220, 230. But I found a place like Dixieland RC or something. It was like 190 plus shipping. It was like 210, and then this one I got it from Toucan Hobby. They sell like bigger scale construction RCs, but they do have this one for cheap. I think I grabbed the last one. It was like 170 with shipping, so it was like 140 and then plus shipping, but still a good deal. And then the controller is Fly Sky. I mean, there are like plenty of reviews on this, but I just find it like pretty good for for how much you're paying. Like, yeah, all the lights and even a working winch. So I printed some parts to cover the servo because like showing when it's like showing doesn't like look too good. So I printed something to cover it, and I bought some upgrades, especially for the wheels. I put brass wheels. They tip over very easily, like even on the side. So even crawling, so you do need some weight on the bottom, on the low end, to keep it from flipping over, even on the side hill. But I think other than that, most people say it's still pretty good out of the box, and it does add up because you have 6 wheels. You do have to buy 2 sets of wheels and tires instead of just one set that comes with 4, and that will quickly increase the cost of this little truck or this hauler. But I think I bought it from Timo. It was very cheap for the wheels. They were like I think 17 for a set of 4, and maybe like 15. I bought 2 sets. I'm still waiting for the tires, and they're completely brass wheel, and the wheel wings are brass too. And then I think this will add like 200-300 grams just on wheel itself without all the inserts and tires. I bought the DJ crawler tires, and they come with the silicone inserts. So with silicone inserts, they usually add like at least like 10 grams of weight, and that's quite a lot for like smaller scales like this. So I think just with tires and wheels, that will add maybe like 400 grams if you change this out. I don't know how much they weigh. I need to like weigh them when I have all the parts ready, before and after. But this is okay for what it is. Like, it's such a long bed, and then when you're crawling and doing verticals are not the best, but it's still great for what it is. And then this is the juice up edition, and it is a pretty good out of the box. I tried it. I mean, even with my SEX 24, like fully upgraded, maybe like all brass and high clearance links and all that. And this thing is kind of expensive, like carbon fiber chassis, low LCG, and then put some limiting straps and brass all over. And I put some new rubber on it too. So these are the Endura crawler rock ring, and then they are like 70. I think they're 70 millimeters, and we have silicone inserts, so much better than what I had before. And then it changed the way it crawls. And I bought an overdrive for it, and there's like brass transmission case and all that. I kept the electronics original, which you should upgrade anyway, but I just don't want to spend too much on it. And this thing just crawls quite well. And since this is a pretty heavy rig, and they have some chocks for the wheel to keep it in place, and it's okay. You don't even have to hook it onto the winch to prevent it from slipping. But with a rig this heavy, it pretty much bottoms out the bed. Like you can see it. Like, it just bottoms out. It just not really good for this. And so if you want to haul something heavier, you might want to get stiffer springs or just upgrade the springs to a longer one. I think most people try to upgrade it to like a 59 millimeter spring or shocks, but I'm not gonna haul something most of the time. Just maybe when I'm just put it on display, which is pretty cool looking too. But with the juiced up, it's a little lighter, and you still have you do have some travel left, but it's not the best. So, and then they do have this cool little ladder that you can put on, and I do have this turned up so you can see how slow it can crawl, like the control. Like, look at it. It's brushless outrunner motor, so just pretty good. Out of the box. But I did read about this or do some research, and there's a lot of slop. Like you can feel it. Like, and compared to the one before, they did improve it with like different the pin, but you can see when I press the trigger, it takes like a second or two, maybe half a second to a second to actually engage it. So it doesn't really move until you can see the motor running when you have the shell off. But when you press the trigger, you can see it takes a bit of time for it to wind up to the point where it starts engaging the wheels. And I guess when you're doing competition, that little bit of slack makes a big difference. But for me, I'm just casually playing on my couch and with the kids, so I'm not competing and need that much performance out of it. And I bought some new wheels because this kind of plastic wheel makes it like really toy looking, and if you wanted to make like hobby gray and make it better performance, you have to change the wheels. And not just my opinion, I think I gather enough people comments on how to improve this rig, and then they all say you have to change the tires to make it a little heavier, maybe put brass rings and metal wheels, better tires. And I bought all those. They're coming in a couple days. I bought some high clearance links as well, and I don't know if I bought the drive shaft. I don't think so. But the portal cases, I bought them too, and with all those upgrades, you were talking about like $100. I think with $100 upgrades, you can turn this rig to like pretty comp ready. Like people saying that, oh, the servo is not too good, but I think it's quite responsive. Like you can see it just moving. Like it's responsive. I don't know about the after you change the wheels, it might not be as good when it's heavier, but right now it's quite good. And the portal axle casing, I'm gonna change all those out. I think about the back too, and I would just leave it at that, because after that it's not. After that, I think you're pushing the limits of using like everything stock. Like you have to change a lot of other things, like the chassis and more things that you don't want to deal with. But that's a lot of like endless money pit, so I'm not gonna deal with that. But even this is quite, the brush motor is still quite good. See, quite good for what it is, like the crawl control. Well, I'm actually on the fast mode. It's a 2-speed transmission, so you can go low speed, low gear and high gear. See, it just very good value for what it is. Like even my XCX24 cannot do all those things. Like it takes a little bit of time, and then I mean, of course, the ESC is kind of outdated compared to all this. But if you change that, you have to change the receiver. That's another like. I mean, if you change all this to brushless and ESC, it's gonna be like at least $60 to $80, and it's just not something I want to put into. But I can show you guys how this crawls on my couch. It's just almost like vertical, like crazy degrees, angles. Like my XCX24 cannot do that. Okay, be right back. Okay, here is my couch, and I put this little booklet here to decrease the angle because it will not climb it vertically like that, but it's still quite impressive for this little truck here. And the speed control, this is on the low speed, and it will crawl it just fine. And then without this, it will not do it, like, because it's almost vertical. I measure the degrees, it's like 70 to 72. And then you can kind of just lift it up and see the bed would just kind of catch, but it will still kind of grab it. But the front, it's too light in the front. Maybe if I put the brass wheel in there, it might help in the future, but I'll have to come back to that. Okay, now so with the juiced up edition, let's see. I did it earlier, and then let's see, will it do it again? Of course, you have to see, it's just almost vertical, like crazy, 70 degrees, and still so slow control. There you go, crazy. But of course, this is a very grippy material too, so your mileage might vary. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. I'll upgrade this and then do another video.